Hello.
Hello.
All right, how's it going?
How you doing?
Good,
Welcome
good.
back. Thank you for joining us again this week for another episode of Guys Playing Games. I'm Perry.
I'm Ed. And we are guys playing games.
I think we said that already. It's fine. Yeah, but we are. So it's, it's fine. How are you?
Good?
You good, yeah?
Yeah. It feels like only 10 minutes since we did this last week.
Yeah, it does.
And this week's gone so quickly.
Yeah, it actually genuinely has. I've been like mad under it with like arranging moving house and work. Like work is dumb busy at the minute.
Yeah.
And at the tail end of last week, I got in like 10 minutes before we started.
Yeah, it was a bit frantic last week.
It was nuts. And I'd like scoffed chicken, necked a can of Monster and was just like, let's fucking go!
And then
Let's go!
You crashed
I
hard
crashed
during
hard.
the episode.
Right at the end as well. Like about 20 minutes before the end, I was just like, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no,
Not this week. Not this week. Sorry about that, guys. I apologise. I'm back though. I'm here.
Nobody else noticed. It's
The
fine.
stress. I found a new place to live. Would you believe?
That's good.
Yeah. So the stress of that has just gone.
The weight has been lifted.
It has. It genuinely has.
When did you move?
This weekend, actually.
This weekend? Jesus.
This is officially our last podcast in this awful tip of a flat. So yeah,
Nice.
look forward to a new setting for next week, I suppose. Well,
exciting.
if I have internet, well, saying that we can still record, but
Yeah, we'll record
just
it and
dump it on your hard drive or something,
Yeah.
and then we can upload. So even if there might not be a live stream next week,
Yeah.
but there will definitely be a recording.
Yes.
So
If you're on your iTunes and all that nonsense, then yeah, you'll get
you will
The
will
week.
indeed.
you get your weekly fix.
And the
that way.
tube of you. I mean, you can always check us out on YouTube, of course. Yeah. So how are you? What have you been playing this week, Ed?
I'm good. What have I? Well, I'm going to mention it very, 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 very briefly. I've still been playing Destiny 2.
See, I'm okay with this. I have no problem. This can just become a Destiny
there's,
podcast.
I'm kind of well into the grind now. I'm kind of on the verge of starting up a second character. I know a bunch of the guys.
Oh, really?
A bunch of the guys in the clan are already running 2 or 3.
Okay.
I've been power leveling them like crazy.
So
yeah.
the etiquette on second characters is no longer make a character of the same class to transfer gear and do all that, is it?
Well, no. Well,
Because gear is no longer transferable, is it?
Yeah, because of the changes to the infusion. I mean, if you really want to run 3 of the same character, you can. If you're just going for the rewards, you can make 3 of the same class and then just move all your gear, and they'll all be like essentially the same.
Oh, you can still transfer gear?
Yeah, you can move gear. You can't infuse different gear from different classes. That's where the problem is. So if I make a hunter, I can't send any extra warlock gear.
Oh, okay. So if anything, they're encouraging you to make the same.
Well, no, I
classes.
don't think they're encouraging it.
Well, it's not encouraging, but it kind of stops you from using the gear that you've
It's
grinded.
It's a bit dull like having like if I ran 3 warlocks.
Oh yeah, it was
it's
just.
pretty- I'd rather log in if I'm going to play an alt. I'd rather play a different class. So, yeah, so I'd probably go for my hunter next.
That's
no,
cool.
I've never been a mad fan of the Titan, so
We have exactly. Wait, let me calculate this. 33 days until I get to fucking play this game. Until I lose my life for a week.
Yeah,
With
good week or
our
so.
buddy Chip that's watching as well.
Are you both taking time off?
Yeah,
Nice.
of course we are.
Nice,
Of course we are. It's going to be disgusting. We're going to haul that game.
nice.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
so-
I mean,
I'm so ready for it.
I took time off first week of this time around the year, so I'm kind of through the sort of brunt of it, and I'm kind of into the end game grind now. See, actually,
That sounds really awful to hear when it only released like 2 weeks ago, and you're like, yeah, I'm already at end game content. Like,
I mean, I say end game grind. I kind of hit like the soft caps and stuff, so it's kind of just working my way up. I mean, they've still got new stuff to come actually. So like obviously the raid was last week, so that's like old news now. But next week they've got all the faction just on the roadmap that they put out at the beginning. They've got a thing next week called Faction Rally, which nobody really knows. So I can't even say what I was about to say because it would give something away.
no spoilers. No spoilers. No spoilers. I'll fucking kill you.
The factions are referenced. Let's say the factions are referenced in game, so we knew they weren't gone.
Okay, good.
But yeah, like the faction vendors that we know from D1 aren't around yet. So how they're going to reappear and kind of manifest is yet to be seen. I mean, actually, I guess it's last week we've had the first trials as well. That all kicked off the mysteries. No longer Trials of Osiris.
What is it now?
It's now Trials of the Nine.
Ooh.
So there's a new trial.
A little bit of lore there, I'm guessing.
Yeah, they're building up to some good Nine based things. In fact, people think they figured out who the Nine are.
Ooh, I like this.
Based on some of the lore that's on some of the new Trials weapons. So alongside the launch of Trials of the Nine, they launched a new PvP map for the first week.
Okay.
Which is in an unknown location, and it's a very sparse, like grey concrete looking thing with like these weird like rooms with like big floaty kind of animated starfield walls.
Kind of sounds like Mars.
Yeah, I mean it just says unknown location, and you only have to win one game to then get to go to the trial social space.
That's cool.
Which is also in this unknown location, is very big and sparse, and there you meet an emissary of the Nine, who's this very strange lady who speaks obviously in very cryptic things.
So, wait. Zer is affiliated with the Nine.
Zer is an agent of the Nine.
He's an agent of the Nine.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And one of his things is like he's often referred to as like the trash collector for the Nine. So like it's kind of played up that like the exotics that he brings you are like
trash.
It's just like.
Okay, I'm really interested in this lore then. I really want to get my head into.
I mean,
this.
I could tell you what people think the Nine are.
Nope.
Or shall I leave
Nope.
it? Okay.
Don't do it.
There's videos. One of the guns specifically has a conversation on it, which people think give away who the Nine are.
A conversation.
Yeah, it's like a transcript of a conversation.
Oh, okay, I understand.
They think so. People are fairly confident.
Okay, no spoilers here because I would like to try. Right. Would like to try.
That's
really cool.
Yeah, so that's happening.
I think that one of the big questions for me now in the Destiny is what is their content release going to be like, because they've punched through with this great new title, and
I hope they stick with the roadmap that they put out, like the month one roadmap thing, showing like what stuff would like what the Nightfall was going to be each week and what the Flashpoint, and then stuff like that, and then including stuff like the raid launch and this faction rally stuff. Obviously next month we've got Iron Banner coming back as well.
Iron Banner?
Yeah, I love me some Iron Banner.
Fuck Iron Banner. It's just because PvP is the worst.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the PvP meta, from what I can tell, is in a pretty good place at the moment.
Okay. It's not a shotgun meta or like a...
No. It's very much scouts and auto rifles.
What? Scout?
Well, yeah, obviously. Mida's there. Mida is the most popular weapon. But I think it's the most popular weapon. It's good at range. So like the last week's Trials map was quite a ranged map. So it's good at range.
Okay.
But one of the reasons, I think the main reason it's the go-to weapon is because it is the only weapon in the game that has third eye on it currently.
Oh, really?
Yes. Which makes a huge difference.
Completely broken, really, doesn't
So for people who don't know what the third eye perk means, that the little radar in the corner of the screen stays there when you aim down sights.
Does not disappear when you aim down sights.
As it does with every other weapon.
What was the sniper rifle that had that? Was it the Icebreaker?
Nah, I don't think it was Icebreaker.
There was an exotic sniper that had that.
Yeah. And
it also gave you stealth when you crouched.
Oh, patience and time.
Patience and time. Yeah, that was it. That was a great PvP sniper.
There's not much third eye.
All right, cool. So you've obviously been on the Destiny.
I've been dabbling with the Destiny.
Anything else?
Something I haven't spoken about on here before, which is surprising because it's something I play almost every day, which is Vainglory.
Vainglory, yeah.
Which, again, for those not in the know, Vainglory is a mobile-only MOBA. So it's very much in the vein, no pun intended, of League of Legends and DOTA2. But it's mobile only, and it's 3v3. And it's the only MOBA I've ever fully gotten into. Like, I was kind of very late to like stuff like
League and Dota,
and stuff, and like the learning curve and kind of getting into those, like the time and effort required to kind of learn those games properly. I found I didn't have the time and effort required to do that.
Touching on a video that I watched, actually, I'll talk about it later, but there was a section in this video where they were like, the pros were saying, like, for you to learn the basics of Dota, it takes you about a year of like solid gameplay.
It's insane.
Like,
So the fact, Vainglory, it's 3v3, and it kind of I because immediately attracted to that because it's a lot more focused. Like the map is a lot more simple. Instead of 3 lanes, you have a single lane. So the map is like a very horizontal map. It's like kind of a long horizontal.
And there are 2.
And then there's a lane. So there's a single lane going across the top.
Oh, and then there's jungle, isn't there?
And then there's like a jungle below.
That's right.
It just felt a lot more intimate, a lot more kind of focused.
The maps are 3v3, right?
Yeah, it's only 3v3. Although, I mean, having said that, a lot of people, obviously coming from the bigger games, had been pushing for a long time for them to do a 5v5 mode, which they are now working on. So it'd be interesting to see what happens to the 3v3.
Yeah,
I know and love once that comes out. They're saying
I kind of like the uniqueness of the 3v3. Like
and like
I mean, so League of Legends has a 3v3 mode.
Right.
It's called like Twisted Tree Line, but no one fucking plays it. Like absolutely no one.
This is my worry. Like once 5v5 comes out,
it just becomes another Dota or League.
Yeah, and like also like
rehash.
It's doing well. Like it doesn't have like a huge player base. Like I mean, they're pumping a lot into the esports side. I mean, they get a lot of big teams. And like
they've got a lot of support from ESL actually, haven't they?
Yeah, Cloud9, Gangstars, Fnatic, TSM, like plus others. They've all got like Vainglory teams now, so they all play in the tournaments and stuff. So they're putting a lot of money into the esports side, but like I would still say that the player base isn't huge. So what I was kind of leading on to was like, even now, like if I queue for a ranked game, I can be waiting like 5 minutes for a 3v3 ranked game. If they increase it to 5v5, like you're almost doubling the amount of players you need for a match, and I'm worried that like.
So you're worried that there isn't a player base that is required
it's
for a 5v5?
Not quite there.
Okay.
I mean, aside from also kicking up like the match length times, because at the moment, 3v3 you can play a ranked game in anywhere between 20 to 30 minutes. It's more 20-25 minutes. If it's quite tight or there's kind of sort of well balanced kind of picks on it, like draft on either side, then you could be pushing the 30-minute mark. But you're looking around 20-25 minutes for like a ranked game, which is reasonable. I mean.
I think that's about average for. Well, actually, I suppose it's more like 25-30 minutes for a League 5v5.
Really? I thought it was a lot longer than that.
No, I mean, it depends on the meta. Like, it could be in the type of meta where it's like snowbally, where you get ahead and you win really quickly.
Okay, so I was under the impression it was more like 40 minutes to an hour for like 5v5.
Very rarely. Only in like pro games does it go like to an hour.
Okay.
But in standard games, you're looking between maybe 30-35 minutes. I think that's about the average.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not,
League's a very snowbally game. Like once you've got 1 or 2 kills, you can basically just take over the game with that, which is quite interesting. Whereas Dota, I mean, I don't play Dota, but I'm under the impression that it's not as impactful, like the amount of kills you have.
Mm-hmm. I would say, just going off that Vainglory is the same. It's like, obviously, getting kills is good, and you get gold
which gives you items.
But it's not, if you're getting killed, if you get killed a few times at the beginning, like if you're a late game character, you can quite easily switch that depending on. And like obviously like counter building and all that sort of that jazz that you have in the traditional MOBAs come into it. Like that's the other thing. Like so, like I find the shops, like obviously coming into League something fairly fresh. Like the shop is like massively overwhelming. Like just having no idea.
For sure, definitely.
But they have quite a nice system in Vainglory where the items are.
It's almost a tree base, isn't it? It's
and they're kind of they've done a nice sort of color coding system. So a lot of the kind of basic damage, like your basic attack types, are red, items are red, and then the ability ones are blue.
And then supports are like green.
Yeah, you have the green ones, and then you have utility stuff, which is purple, and then you have like shields, which block ability damage, and armor, which blocks basic damage. So it's kind of there's kind of a nice thing which makes it easy to kind of counter build for like damage types, and also like build your character down like a weapon or crystal path, which is a kind of basic ability. So yeah, like that all kind of makes a lot more sense just from kind of. I guess it's kind of geared that way because of the mobile nature of it. It needs to be kind of quick to pick up and play.
Yeah, I think that's mostly the appeal for it. I think like it's just a MOBA kick for mobile gamers.
Yeah.
I like it. I think it's a great idea.
And like you quite regularly get people coming onto the subreddit from like, they've been playing League or Dota for like X number of years and like, oh, I just found this game. It's like so much fun to like play like,
while I'm pooping.
Yeah, while I'm not playing League. Yeah. But yeah, like, and because it is like, and it is, I think the thing that surprises people, it is like a proper MOBA. It's not some like weird cartoony rip-off type thing. It is a proper like fully fledged MOBA on mobile. Like it's not some sort of cheap knockoff thing. It's a proper hardcore.
It's no paladins.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, and I say it's the only one I kind of really properly gotten into.
Yeah, that's cool.
I stuck with it. I've been playing it. I don't know. It's a year and a half, 2 years now. I've kind of been. It's only the past year that I kind of got into it like properly. And yeah, I pretty much every lunchtime at work. We get an hour for lunch. Go out, buy my lunch, eat it, and then I've got like half an hour. So I play a ranked game like in my kind of last half of my lunch. And that's what I do every day. Like I'll occasionally play. They've got a couple of shorter game modes. They've got a Blitz and Battle Royale. Battle Royale just gives you a random hero, and it's lane only, so the jungle's locked off. They're sort of like 15-minute games, and then Blitz, which is actually a fixed time limit of 5 minutes, but it gives you like, I think you start at like level 4 and you get a crap load of gold to start with, so you can just like power like ramp up super fast and just like
that's cool.
And it's like points based, so you get 1 point for killing an enemy hero, 3 points for taking down a turret, and it's either first to 15 or most points after 5 minutes. So it's like a fixed time, just like 5 minute burst.
That's a really good idea, actually.
Yeah, so you can you can play that sort of stuff on the bus, like yeah. So yeah, no, it's good fun. Like,
that's cool.
Yeah, so that's what I kind of that's one of the things that I've been playing this week and every other week. But yeah, it's kind of, I hope it kind of grows. I know they're pushing it more. I mentioned before, like they're heavily invested in the esports side, which is kind of growing. Like I think it was only beginning of this year that they had a few more of like the big, the sort of already established like MOBA teams, like
TSM and Cloud9.
Well, TSM, I think TSM and Cloud9 were kind of early adopters, but people like Fnatic, I think Echo Fox, they were a new one.
Okay.
But yeah, and Fnatic were definitely beginning of this year. Yeah, so they've had like, yeah, they're pushing it. They want it to be a thing. See what happens with 5v5.
Really?
I'm not massively keen on having the 5v5 mode. I'm quite happy with the 3v3, but we'll see what happens.
We can watch the space, I suppose.
So, what have you been playing this week?
What have I been playing? So, same old stuff, really. I mean, RuneScape's taking a bit of a good turn for us at the minute. Basically last week, I fucking hate him. So Chip was round last week at the weekend, and because he's the most useless person in the world, he doesn't do quests on his account. So I was just like, hey man, I'll feed you if we swap accounts for the day, and you just do quests on my account. And I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. Like, what are you gonna do on my account? And he's just like, oh, I'll just do barrows. I'm like, okay, cool. That's chill. I need barrows. There's still a few items I was looking for from barrows. So I did the swap, and literally the first kill he gets is like one of the items I've been hunting for. Like literally, I've done like 600 odd chests. So they're basically barrows chests, and the idea is you kill these different bosses, and then you loot the chest, and depending on what boss you killed depends on sort of what items you get in the chest. So, but yeah, so there were certain items that I was looking for, and he literally gets one of the items, the items I needed the most on this first run, and he was just like, "I'm done." I'm like, "Fuck you, no, you keep going." So
RNG.
Yeah, so that the hunt for those items is over now basically, and I'm basically trying to now get my my Slayer level to 73 to get one more piece of the set that I need, and then I'm gonna go back to Zora for a bunch of kills,
Nice.
which is that dumb snake boss that I was like taking forever to learn, but I got my head around it anyway. Yeah, so that's the RuneScape side of things, and I did like a bunch of quests on Chip's account.
Nice.
um,
There's something else you were playing.
yeah. So you rocked up, and we were like, "Well, what do you want to do?" So we installed Abe's Odyssey from Steam. That was
retro classic,
fully retro. That was so much fun. I enjoyed that. I actually played it a bit more after you left.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you doing quite well.
I was doing pretty good. You were like,
I was suitably impressed with you.
yeah,
Your stealth skills.
with my jumping skills, jumping through the musher that was like,
oh god, yeah.
You were like, nuts. I just jumped through, and you were like, "Fuck off."
It was moving so fast. I don't know how you did it. Like, the timing was impeccable.
What can I say, man?
Both efforts. But yeah, I've forgotten how much fun that game is, and the funny little catchphrases.
Yeah, all of the dumb catchphrases that he comes out with. Okay, follow me. Wait. That was great. Yeah, so a bit of a short and sweet one for me on playing games this week. Like, I've been way preoccupied with
moving house
and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So what have you got to talk about, like news-wise?
News-wise, there's been a few interesting bits and pieces going on. What should we talk about first? Let's go for... There was an interesting thing that happened this last weekend in Fortnite. So Fortnite came out, must be about a month ago now. It's like this, it's the new game from Epic.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a zombie wave thing, but where you build... You can go around the map and you get crafting materials and you construct a base to help you fend off the waves of zombies that come get you.
Okay.
Where they recently introduced a PvP mode to it, which is apparently quite good, like a battle royale. I think it was a battle royale style like PvP mode. And something weird happened this weekend whereby PlayStation 4 people realised that they were playing against people on Xbox. Which is
that's really interesting.
Which is a bit unusual.
So they're
they proved this because somebody was playing on PS4, and they noticed in like the kill feed in the corner there was a username with spaces in it, whereas on PS4 you can't have space in your username. So it was like that's a bit weird, and kind of looked up this guy, couldn't find him on like PSN. Did a search on Xbox Live and found this guy that he'd been playing with. So there was actual fully like legit cross-platform play happening.
This is interesting. So what?
They must
have bypassed. Like they must have gone against. They must have done this. Like
apparently they came out.
Knowing.
Well, they came out afterwards and said it was an error on their part. They kind of did something and accidentally switched something somewhere that enabled this play to take place. And like some other guy was saying, like he was playing. Between PC and something Xbox, and another guy saying him and his son were playing like Xbox and PS4 in the same house, like playing together. Like this is like
that's cool.
This is nuts.
It's groundbreaking stuff.
The fact that it happened so easily and just kind of like randomly.
Well, I think it was like it was never a question of it couldn't be done. It was it's always been like PlayStation are so anti cross-platform. Because I think they're just worried that they'll lose their player base. Like
they are very
in a lot of instances.
Because I mean, was it last year when Microsoft came out and said like we'd be happy to do like cross-platform stuff. We're happy to work with people. Obviously they have like Minecraft and like they were big into doing cross-play stuff with Rocket League. But they were like, it's up to the other. I don't think they mentioned Sony by name, but I can't remember how they would it. They were like, it's up to like the other people involved to like get on board, sort of thing. So they've always, I say always, but in recent times they're quite vocal about wanting to do this sort of cross-platform like much more open sort of player to player.
Well, yeah, good. I mean, it needs to happen. Like cross-platform, to me, is the future. Like there needs to be a time where you can play on any like your preferred console with whoever you want.
Yeah.
You know, like I would love to be able to log into Destiny on my computer and play with you on your Xbox. Like that would be so fun. Like I would absolutely adore that. But like,
well, didn't they announced? Funny enough, I've actually got it in the notes to talk about. But they announced for Sea of Thieves. So this is obviously a Microsoft. This is from Rare, which is a Microsoft studio. They are actually going to do that with Sea of Thieves PC to Xbox. They're going to announce.
I'm about that. I'm all about that.
So we will be able to play Sea of Thieves together.
And we will.
Regardless of platform.
We're going to. That's going to be great.
But yeah, like this, I just find it so intriguing that like this happened. Like, it's not like they had to go away and do a bunch of coding to like make it like they just accidentally had some switch like turned on and suddenly people were playing cross-platform. Like, that's nuts. Like the fact that it was like it happened so easily is
cool.
I found
really
like
cool.
yeah quite intriguing. And I think I can't. It might have actually been the Rocket League guys. I know it's Ark as well. You know, the survival evolved people. They said like if they wanted to do cross-platform stuff, it'd probably be like they haven't got it in at the moment, but it'd be like a day or two of coding to like sort it out. So it's not. It doesn't sound like a difficult thing to like set up. And like, I mean, when this happened, we were kind of chatting online. And I made the point like I think it would do so much for like console esports, like not being restricted to platforms.
Of course.
Because you look at like the FIFAs and the Call of Duties and stuff at the moment, and obviously if they want to do like a big tournament, they either have to lock it into a particular platform or run two like tournaments like side by side for each platform, which is like nuts.
It's not. Yeah.
But if you could,
it is exactly double the effort.
Yeah.
Like
if you could just rock up and play on your preferred platform. You know, against other people, like it just opens it up so much.
I think in terms of a tournament setting as well, like so if we take a game like Street Fighter, I think it's kind of tough for the cross-platform tournaments there because in a typical setting for that sort of tournament is LAN, so they will play offline, which means that you kind of have to. Oh
yeah. No, I mean for that, I don't see it as a big,
but these like
as big a deal for that sort.
But
of
the big
game.
sort of online esports tournament, then yeah, for sure.
Yeah, a lot of the I guess it's more the kind of FPS-y type stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I guess kind of FIFA actually comes more under the fighting game Street Fighter vibe because it's much more single console kind of local play almost. But yeah, anything that's like sort of team based. I mean, there's the new Battlefield 1 stuff where they're called incursions, but it's their kind of like 5v5 mini mode that they're kind of aiming at a more competitive scene, which I don't think it's come out yet. It's one that they announced. They announced it at Gamescom E3 some point recently. It's coming soon. But yeah, so yeah, any of that kind of competitive FPS type
could be a good thing for them.
Yeah, and like you know, once the competitive stuff comes back into Destiny, like I know they took it out at the beginning of Destiny 2. I think they just wanted people to get into the game and not focus too much on the sort of competitive PvP side of stuff. It is referenced in game. Somebody clocked the other day in the social space that Shax has like 3 monitors behind him showing quick play, competitive, and custom.
Oh, that's
match.
Cool.
So like, and they said before, like even back at the reveal that like although competitive wasn't going to be in at launch, like it's not gone.
It will be there.
It's coming back at some point.
That's cool.
I would expect it before Christmas. Like, I mean, I guess they could even chuck it in with the first DLC in December or something. But yeah, like again, like yeah, cross platform. If it was cross platform, it'd be amazing. Like,
we can build it. We have the technology.
I'm genuinely surprised at how easy it seems to be just to allow people to play across these 2 different networks.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be a case of like semantics between the two.
And I guess it depends how stuff's set up. I mean, with something like Fortnite, I guess if people are coming through Epic servers, then you're just connecting. You know, you've got the 2 platforms, and people are just connecting on the sort of Epic server side, and that's where the connection's being made, rather than it going like direct Xbox to PSN.
Exactly.
I can't see those two networks being able to talk to each other that easily, but it's kind of going through this kind of middleman sort of situation. I guess they just kind of show how easy it is to run it, really. Which, I know. I hope as you say, in the future, it
is the future. For sure, it is the future. It's going to be. I want to live in a world where I can play cross-platform.
Yeah, just need Sony to chill out a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, they might lose some market share, but but then again, they might not. Like, nothing might happen.
To be honest, like, I think there'll be if they do pull this off, there'll be a period of fluctuation where people will actually start playing their preferred consoles, and you might even find that like some Xbox users are like, well, now I can play on my PlayStation. I don't have to play on the Xbox to play this game. I'll go back to my fucking PlayStation. Like, it could be a good thing for them in the long run, but I suppose it's quite a risk. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. Following on from that,
so I've got a pretty cool one.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so I was chilling on lunch last week. It was like Friday, I believe, and I come across this video about Elon Musk.
Oh yeah, you've been telling me about this.
It's absolutely amazing. So Elon Musk has developed an AI bot.
The real life Tony Stark himself.
Pretty much, yeah. So he's developed this AI bot, and its sole purpose is to learn how to play Dota 2. Right?
Awesome.
Yeah, it's mad cool.
Forget learning to play chess or like backgammon.
So they did that. They did that in the 90s, and it was really good. And the chess bot beat all the pros. So what they've done is they've developed this bot to learn. So they were like, Dota 2 is the perfect game because there are so many possibilities and actions that you have to perform. Like, getting a bot to learn this is a huge feat. And it is, to be fair. It's massive.
Yeah, because it's not only the strategy of the game itself, but the adaptive nature of reacting to situations.
So on this video, the guys that developed it were like, we calculated that there are roughly 100 actions, 100 decisions that you must make each second while you're playing the game. Like, and what there is a possibility of 100 different decisions that you can make in each second. So like,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's absolutely bizarre. So they developed this AI bot, and it was playing against itself for a month, and it got to a standard of play where they were like, yeah, okay, well let's pit this against some actual players.
It was playing against itself.
Yeah, it was learning it against itself. So
that's interesting.
So obviously, because it's a bot, what they could do was they could pit two bots against each other, and then just fast forward the game, and then they could replicate this 100 times over. So in the space of a month, it's probably played about 2-3 years worth of games, like of matches.
Wow.
So it's taught itself.
So is this 1v1 or is it
1v1? Yeah.
Right.
So the current project they're working on is a 1v1 bot, but off the back of this, so what happened was basically it learnt to a point where they were like, all right, we think it knows enough of the game now to be able to pit it against players. So they were like, they invited some of the world's best Dota players to their their studios, and they were like, okay, cool, we're just gonna play some cool games of Dota. So each of them played a game each against this bot. No, they didn't. Each of them played a game each against this bot, and then some of them won, some of them lost, and then they were like, okay, you just played against an AI bot, and they were like, that's insane. So 2 or 3 of them were really interested, and they kept playing this bot, and they were saying like the decisions this bot was making, like the moves it was making, were just genius. Like to the point where they were like, well, one of the players was like, I watched the matches back, and I have now learnt from what he was doing.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is like, for me, this is huge, because if they can develop a bot like this to teach pro players like what they're doing wrong, like it can literally show you the best move to make in a certain point of time. It will just
decision making that the bot can process. Like.
It will just exponentially increase players' capabilities. Like the standard of pro gameplay is just going to go up.
Wow.
It's nuts. It's absolutely terrifying. So off the back of this, this bot basically beat like 80% of the players that it was pitted against. And they were like,
awesome.
Yeah, we've built a fucking unbeatable machine.
Did any of them like really freak out when they found out they were playing a bot?
Yeah, a lot of them, they were like, this is insane. This is absolutely insane. So they were the biggest contributing factor. One of the players was saying was the fact that this bot cannot tilt because it's designed.
Oh, of course, yeah.
It's designed to do the best strategic move. So even if it gets like caught off guard, it doesn't matter. It will continue doing what
there's no
what
emotional reaction.
Yeah.
It just like it's literally a machine.
For these players, it completely emphasised the human presence, the human element
really
in gameplay. Because they're like, that tilt, that decision you make when you take a lot of damage and you're like, oh, okay, I need to play safe now. Like, you don't need to do that in the game.
Or the enemy gets like a clutch kill
exactly.
like, as you're trying to escape.
And removing that from the equation meant that this bot was almost unbeatable. Because it just had no
emotional
human emotional investment. It was absolutely insane.
That's really interesting.
So off the back of this, the company that Elon Musk built to build this AI, they're now replicating it 4 times over, and they're going to make a team of bots.
So like,
but see, so this is really interesting because the guy that was developing was saying like, this is actually really hard because now what you have to do is you need to teach the bot to interact with other players. Because it's not just a solo decision, you know. Because in a team game, what might be best for the solo player is actually the worst call for the team, you know. So it's like now they have a huge project of learning themselves how to play the team game. Like,
hurting my brain.
Yeah, I know. It's absolutely insane. I love it. It was. I urge all of you to watch this video.
Would they be able to, if they built a team of bots, if they got this team of bots working, could they enter it in tournaments?
Legally, no, because that's, in my opinion, is cheating. It's botting.
Oh yeah,
it's literally
okay,
botting.
Yeah.
But that doesn't stop pro teams paying this company to train against these bots.
Wow.
And like learn from these bots. It's an insane concept. I urge all of you to watch this video because it's so interesting. It's so interesting. And like not only like take away the whole esports element, like this is such a huge leap in terms of AI capabilities. It is literally teaching itself. It's learning from its mistakes and becoming better at the game.
That's nuts.
How terrifying is that?
It's really cool.
How fucking terrifying is that? AI are going to take over the world, Ed.
Yeah. Skynet,
you watch, in a year's time, we'll be bots. There'll be bots in our place.
Wasn't there, talking about AI and stuff, wasn't there something in StarCraft? I remember, was it at BlizzCon last year where they announced that they'd had an AI company building like StarCraft? Was it StarCraft bots?
I don't know. I didn't read anything about that. Maybe let's do some research.
I'm sure there was. I remember saying something about that. Yeah, well, I think it was like, it might have even been like the IBM guys who, that's it, because they had that Go, the machine that they built to play Go, that beat like the Go Master, which was like an amazing feat. And then they've started looking. I think it must have been like StarCraft 2. That they were kind of working on this AI thing for like. Yeah, I guess a similar kind of vein to this, but not quite as far along.
Not quite as fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
It's super interesting. Cool. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. That was a great watch, and it really engaged me in terms of like thinking about the capabilities of 1, AI, and 2, how this could impact the esports world, because it could be huge.
Yeah,
I
definitely want to check that video out.
Definitely watch it. I'll send you the link, and maybe we'll post it in whatever comments and whatever we can, so people have it there.
Nice.
Yeah. So other than that, the only other thing I wanted to talk about in the news section was the latest Overwatch patch.
Mm-hmm. There's a few Overwatch
which has brought some
changes,
some controversy, let's say.
Just before you get into what you were going to talk, has Divas changes gone live yet?
Yeah, they're live.
Are they part of this? Is they part of this patch, or has that already happened?
Part of this patch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Diva changes. She has now a new ability, which is like a mini rocket barrage.
Yeah.
Defense matrix is now like 0.5 seconds, down from like 5 seconds.
I thought it was hot as 50% as long as it was, or it was supposed to be. Maybe they changed it since I last read.
I don't know. It lasts like no time now. Basically, she's basically a burst champion,
and she can fire whilst flying.
Yeah. She ultimately she's turned into a Farah counter and a burst champion. Like that's like. That's her purpose. You know, she can burst out healers really quickly.
But yeah, she wasn't the only hero to receive some changes.
No, she was not. So I have the notes here because I want to read them out because it's just disgusting what's happening. So Mercy received a buttload of changes. Her Resurrect is now not her ultimate. It is just a usable ability.
So it's now one of her standard kit.
It's just one part of her spell kit. But she cannot res more than one champion. So she can only resurrect one champion every 30 seconds, I believe. Yeah, ability cooldown 30 seconds.
Yeah, because mass resurrection, that was like proper game changing. Like your team would get killed and then suddenly they were all back up again.
So her ulti's been changed to Valkyrie. Valkyrie unleashes the power of Mercy's Valkyrie suit, enhancing her weapons and abilities for 20 seconds. Like, apparently people have been playing with this and they've just been wrecking tanks because you pop this, switch to your pistol, and you just do so much damage. Like, it's absolutely nuts, yeah. But it also increases her healing output as well.
Who else has got a buff? Is it Asira who puts like a buff down?
Orisa,
sorry.
Yeah. She drops like a power unit, and then it buffs everyone in proximity, which is pretty OP.
So this one, does it only affect Mercy or does it affect everyone?
This only affects Mercy.
Okay.
Yeah, it only affects Mercy. So
this is more like a sort of Torbjorn sort of going nuts.
Yeah. So so as part of her ult, Mercy's healing damage boosts beams now affect all allies near the target teammate.
Okay, so like chains to other people.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the staff's effective range has been extended, so she can do it from further away now, which is nuts. The blaster has infinite ammo and increased projectile speed.
Wow.
Yep, it's nuts. Guardian Angel increases the range and increased range and movement speed. Yeah, so she can move quicker and she can basically like shoot and heal people from further away. Resurrect. The cooldown is instantly reset when Valkyrie is active and is reduced to 10 seconds after the initial cast.
Okay,
so she can res in a quicker.
So technically, you get 3 reses in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Looking at
hover as well. Mercy gains the ability to fly freely at increased movement speed.
What?
So she basically, I believe the flying capability is actually more controlled than Farah. So Farah, you boost up into the air and then you can just like space bar. But with her, you can basically just control where she goes. Like it's almost fully controllable. Yeah. Regeneration no longer interrupted when Mercy takes damage. So that's the effects of her Valkyrie.
That's pretty nuts. Yeah,
it's absolutely nuts.
All of that in her ultimate is pretty crazy.
So removing the AoE res is pretty game changing, but what they've put back in is game changing, but in different ways. I think like being able to like even the ability to res, like if you think about it, she can res 4 people in 30 seconds. So she can res, use a Valkyrie, res, then 10 seconds. So it's like she can res 4 people. Yeah. Which in itself is pretty big. Like that could change a team fight. But the changes to the healing and damage outputs, the fact that she can like chain damage buffs.
Yeah, the chain healing, change damage.
It's huge. It's huge. I really want to play like. I really want to play with her in game and see what
she's like.
See what she's capable of. Yeah.
Possibly.
She had a.
Sorry.
No, go on, Karen.
I was say possibly on the new map.
Yeah, the new map.
So Junkertown, which was announced again. Can't remember.
That was announced at Gamescom.
Yeah. So that's out on all platforms now. Came out yesterday.
Really cool. It was a really good map from what I saw. I saw Seagull playing it at Gamescom, and he was doing dumb stuff. Like he was like jumping over roofs and everything. Like he was basically trying to find shortcuts and stuff.
Yeah, it's got like a funny rotatable room with like rotating platforms and stuff. It looked quite cool.
It does look really cool.
Yeah, so I might have to
bang out a few games.
Yeah, sort of.
It's definitely worth doing.
Yeah, if I can pry myself
away from Destiny. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely be having a game or two with the guys. Maybe tomorrow evening or when I've moved, maybe.
Yeah. Also in Overwatch related news, they announced, I think it was just today, the Overwatch League is going to be starting in January.
10th of January.
10th of January to
12
be precise. There are 12 teams.
So this is the league where the buy-in was like...
So I actually did look this up, and it is more insane than we thought it was.
Really?
The team buy-in is 50 mil.
$50 million?
Yeah. I'm almost 100% certain that is what I correctly remembered. But it's nuts.
And 12 teams have bought into it.
Yes. Which is the kind of the slightly sad thing about this is that at least 9 of those teams are in the US.
Oh.
Which is not quite as kind of global and all-encompassing as they were hoping. You got 9 teams in the US, one in London, and then a couple over in Asia.
Do you know what the teams are?
I can't remember off the top of my head. I mean, they're all kind of.
I wonder if
There are some named, like, you know, big players that you would expect, and then there are
Fnatic.
some.
I know Fnatic's in there, isn't it?
I don't think they are. I
Fnatic
can't.
and TSM aren't?
I can't remember who picked up the London one, but it wasn't Fnatic, I don't think.
Okay.
But yeah, there's weird, like, sort of like media companies and big sports teams have kind of picked up.
Didn't like, it wasn't like LA Lakers or something?
Yeah, and like Comcast and like these like and media entertainment companies have kind of put teams in. But then, you know, they're the
Fair
people.
play.
They're the
They've
people,
got the 50 mil.
Yeah, they're the people with the money to do that. Like, I mean, it's going to be kind of interesting. Apparently, there's a pre-season going to be happening soon. I guess maybe that'll kick off at BlizzCon and then run till the start of the season proper. It's going to be really interesting to see how they do it and what they do with it. Obviously, there's a lot of money going into it, so you don't expect something
good production value.
Yeah, something big happening somewhere. It's, you know, it's one to watch. They put a date on it now, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, I'm interested for this. I'm interested. I fell out of love with the league, like the League of Legends league. Basically, I don't watch. I don't watch LCS anymore. Right. Basically, so I need something to occupy that time. Which, this could be a good solution.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it'd be interesting to see how they deal with the spectator side of things as well, because I mean, it's notoriously kind of difficult to follow.
Well, I think
especially in team play where you're not focusing on one person.
I think they fixed a lot of problems with this previously by doing the red and blue highlights, basically. So, so there was a question of like, do you just change the skins so you have a red team and a blue team? And the solution was they basically gave like a red or blue aura to
right
the different champions. So it's a bit more easy to distinguish
who's who. Yeah. So
it's interesting. I'm interested to check this out.
Can't January. Talking of January, weird segue. A couple of things that Sony announced. So Tokyo Game Show is about to kick off. I think it starts officially tomorrow, which is in our world is Thursday the 21st.
21st, yes.
So regardless when you're listening to this. Tokyo Game Show starting, but Sony held their press briefing thing yesterday. Not really a huge.
Nothing really, was there? Well, there was nothing new.
Talk about.
They were mostly talking about. They were giving dates for the things that they announced.
Mentioning January. So we got 2 things that are actually launching within a day of each other. We got a remake of Shadow of the Colossus, coming out on 25th of January. It's a classic.
It's cool.
Quality title. I mean, it's just another. They seem to be doing a lot of remakes. People keep pointing out. There's another remake that they launched yesterday, and I forgot to note down which one it was. I've forgotten now. Another remake for the PS4. And then following that on 26th of January, Monster Hunter World. They put the date on that.
Which is the Monster Hunter MMO, isn't it?
Yeah, MMO-esque Monster Hunter-y thing. Now, I
might fuck with this. I like the idea.
I know it's a big franchise and a lot of people like it, but I remember playing it back on the original PSP, and I just couldn't get into it. I'm not sure what it was about it, but I just could not get into it.
It's a very sort of East Asian.
Yeah, I just found it very
their
strange.
Market Their market is very Eastern Asian, which is cool. I mean,
I know it's like it is big over here. I mean, I hear a lot of people talking about it, and it certainly has a fan base.
I feel like the world is producing games that will rival this, specifically Dauntless.
Yeah, I'm aware Dauntless is in the same vein.
It's in closed beta at the minute.
Okay.
That's going to release like early next year, and I think that could fuck with this game.
Yeah, because I mean, I assume this is only going to, like, Monster Hunter World's only going to release on Sony platforms, which means it won't come to PC, which means, leaves the door wide open for Dauntless to kind of. I'm not sure.
Dauntless is already announced for PC and Xbox.
Oh, it's coming to PC and Xbox.
The beta was on Xbox, but it's already been announced.
Oh, was
PC.
it? The beta was on Xbox. I didn't realise.
Yeah, I was watching King Gathalion and Brosen.
Yeah, I remember seeing them play it, and they seemed to enjoy it.
It looked really good. I'm not gonna lie.
I think there wasn't a huge amount of progression in the alpha beta that they were playing.
I'm genuinely hoping that is because it was alpha.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense.
Yeah, they've just not put that content in there.
Yeah. It's kind of more of I guess like a gameplay, maybe a bit of a stress networky sort of test. Make sure the systems are working, and the content's kind of secondary to that. But yeah, that's definitely Dauntless is definitely one to watch. But they were the kind of two notable things that I picked up. I say there wasn't. I mean, there was other stuff talked about. Obviously, there was a lot of PSVR stuff, which was like meh. Whatever.
Who cares about PSVR?
So
nothing interesting coming out.
Yeah, that was my takeaway. I mean, the other platform holders aren't even really doing, like, there's no Xbox conference. I mean, I guess they did their weird thing at Gamescom.
Their weird thing.
Well, it wasn't like a press briefing.
No,
it was a studio based.
Yeah.
It was almost like a Xbox talk show.
Didn't really like it.
Yeah, it was a bit strange.
It was kind of crap.
So there's not a huge amount to say. Let's see if anything else gets announced.
I'm hoping something else comes out of this.
Days.
Tokyo.
Just another random newsy bit that's just kind of popped into my head. Battleborn, do you remember that?
Yeah.
Well,
what was Battleborn? Wait.
That was Gearbox's, like, team-based shooter.
Oh,
thing.
this is the one.
It launched like a week before Overwatch, and then got unfavourably compared because they weren't really the same games. Everybody thought they were the same, and it just failed massively because everyone bought Overwatch instead, even though they were different games.
Nice.
They kind of announced that they're kind of ceasing support for it. So
they're coming back.
Well, no, they're ceasing support for it.
Oh, ceasing support.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's basically.
I thought you said seeking support.
No, ceasing.
Stopping support.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think after the next DLC or the next patch, whatever, they're like,
chuck it in the bin.
We're kind of done with this.
Fair enough.
Rip Battleborn.
Rip Battleborn.
The room, I think it was rumour. I'm not sure if it's rumour or if it's confirmed, but like basically whoever was working on it, they're shipping over to Borderlands 3. So it's kind of full steam ahead on.
Yeah, kind of makes sense.
Which everybody wanted anyway. Nobody really wanted.
Well, yeah, I think
it's just bad timing on their part. It released at Overwatch just stole.
Borderlands is a good title as well. Yeah. Like they can put.
Everybody wants Borderlands. Everybody was expecting a Borderlands announce at E3 and it didn't happen. So hopefully, maybe next year's E3 it'll make an appearance. Borderlands 2 was a lot of fun. I remember playing that on the 360 back in the day. Although it wasn't that long ago. I'd be up for a Borderlands 3. I didn't play pre-sequel or anything like that.
I need to have another run through of that, if I'm honest.
Other stuff.
Is there other stuff?
Yeah, we can just mention Dishonored quickly.
Oh yeah, do it.
I know we're getting close to time.
Yeah, this is.
So
cool.
Dishonored, the Death of the Outsider, the DLC came out this week. Too much positive things.
Review.
Yeah, many people are very much enjoying it. And like Dishonored, I never got around to playing Dishonored 2, but I very much enjoyed the first game.
Yeah, Dishonored 2 I think is far more of a stealth based.
Yeah, but I mean that's how I played the first one. It was a much more enjoyable game playing it in stealth mode.
I agree. I like stealth-based games,
Yeah.
if I'm honest.
So yeah, that dropped, and everyone's very happy with it. Maybe I'll get around to picking it. That's the thing.
There's so much shit to play.
There is so many good things to play as well. I mean, there's like a whole raft of like indie stuff which I barely have time to look at. I mean, I've managed to buy a few indie titles this year. Maybe we'll do like a little indie roundup at some point.
I'm down
in
for
a future episode
Let's
where
do
we
it.
can just talk about a few things that I've picked up this year and not played probably as much as I should have done. But like the big AAA stuff as well. There's been like Horizon Zero Dawn. I still really want to play, but just haven't got around to. Dishonored 2. I'm failing to think of other things off the top of my head, but I know there's other stuff out there. I mean, the Hitman games that have been the new one of those that came out has kind of always been on my kind of radar to like pick up and get into, because that was very well received when that came out, and I just haven't got around to playing that. I can't even think of other stuff. But
I'm exactly the same. Like, I still need to play Witcher 3. I need to play Shadows of Mordor. Like, the sequel to that comes out next month or
October,
something. It's
yeah.
super quick, super soon. Like, there is a lot of stuff on my list I need to get through as well. I don't know. Maybe, hopefully, when I move into this new place, I might like tactically install a game on my computer, because I'm anticipating no internet for a little while.
Yeah, that cuts off your MMO habit.
No RuneScape for me, man.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, other than why AFK at work.
Yeah. Don't say that.
No, I didn't
Possibly
say
watch
that. Don't look.
Stick on. Yeah, stick on. Get your Witcher 3 on. That'll keep you going.
Yeah, for sure. I'll keep you going. Hopefully there's offline play there.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Come
then.
We're getting close to time. I just want to check in.
I thought you were going to hit me with your fun fact.
No, we'll get to the fact, but I just want to check in just because it happened this morning. The Tomb Raider movie trailer.
Oh, yeah.
I made you watch just before we started.
Literally just before. Looks good.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
Yeah, it's promising. The
really,
thing.
yeah.
Sorry. Go on.
No, go on. I was going to say, I really like the fact that they're like going on the theme of the game, like the
very much.
aesthetic of the game. It's very gritty. It's very just a girl on a pickaxe, like taking on the world.
Yeah, so they kind of got all the stuff was in there. Like the pickaxe play was pretty solid. She got her hitting people with a pickaxe. You got her making very long distance jumps, pickaxe into wall. That was in there. There was a few little sequences in the trailer that I thought were quite gaming. The bit where she's there's kind of a big rusted airplane resting on a river, and she's kind of running up it. I could totally see that being a little set piece from the game.
Action.
Yeah, like
a QTA or whatever
it felt very of the game.
Yeah.
Weirdly, I kind of I don't know why, but I got a kind of Uncharted vibe from it.
I think
in
that's
essence.
sort
I mean, I know they all kind of are this kind of, the whole explorer-y, jungle-y, ancient mystery type thing.
Yeah, I think that's how it's going.
But I think that was probably just unavoidable. But like, I don't know, some shots of like there was overhead shots of markets and stuff, and like I don't know, it just made me think of Uncharted for no particular reason.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it looks cool. If you guys have not seen the trailer, go check it out.
Yeah, but yeah, some fun. Yeah, Alicia
give us your
Vikander
opinions.
is playing the titular.
Say that again. I think I spoke over.
Alicia Vikander. The only thing I can I know she's done a bunch of stuff, but the main one that I can remember her from is Ex Machina, where she plays the robot.
Oh yeah, that explains it. I was watching the trailer like, where the fuck do I know this chick from?
That's a very good film.
Really good film, yeah.
Yeah, with
Donald Gleason. Blew my mind.
Oscar Isaacs.
Yeah,
playing a crazy.
Man, I want to watch that tonight. I'm going to watch that.
So yeah, it's a really good film.
I'm actually going to watch that tonight. You just brought back.
Yeah, so she's playing Lara Croft. It appears that I didn't realise, but Dominic West, is that his name?
Yep, that's his name.
Is playing her dad.
Daddy, yeah. Daddy Croft.
In kind of flashback form. It's not a spoiler, it's in the trailer.
No, it's the typical, like, if you're watching this, I'm dead.
Yeah, there wasn't. I didn't really clock any other particularly big names in there.
No. I don't think there will be. I think we'll be pleasantly surprised. Though. I think it will do well.
Nick Frost turns up at the end of the trailer, just randomly as some sort of weapons dealer or something.
I'm hoping he's got a good little cameo there.
Yeah, the dual pistols, the classic Tomb Raider.
Classic Tomb Raider
makes an appearance right at the end.
That's good. I like that they're referencing like both
Yeah, there's
types of
Yeah,
franchises.
they kind of got the right
It's
bits
cool.
in there. We'll have to see, how it plays out.
Yeah,
There's
for
only
sure.
so much you can tell from a trailer, but yeah, it looks fun.
It does. It's fun.
Could be alright.
Let's go see it. We'll go see it.
Yeah.
Maybe do a little, a little Pop Vulture style review. I'll be
GPG.
Coleman, you can be Az. You can just say fuck a lot.
I'm not sure. I think you should be.
Pop Vulture reference. Hashtag Pop Vulture. Go check it out.
Yeah. So
Anyway, come on then. Hit me
on that
with
note, let's do the facts.
hit me with your fact of the week then, Ed.
It's kind of a bit of a weird one. It's kind of gaming related.
What is
Don't read it.
Oh, fine.
Spoil
Good.
the
Tell me.
surprise.
God, I can't do fucking anything right with this guy.
So this week, it's a bit of a random. It's a random gaming related fact rather than about a specific game. There was a study conducted in 2003 on surgeons who played video games. And apparently, surgeons who played video games for at least 3 hours a week made 37% fewer errors while doing their surgeoning, and worked 27% faster than those
See that?
who did not do any.
You know what I
gaming.
need to do? I need to copy and paste this fact and send it to my old maths teacher because she was like anti-gaming and she was just like, no, gaming is not the way. Gaming will kill your brain. You know what? Fuck you, Miss Newman. You're wrong.
So gaming and surgeons
That's
who
cool.
game.
That's a really cool
Yeah,
fact. I like
thought
that.
it was quite interesting.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
So yeah, and especially for like a profession that's very it's a very prestigious profession.
Maybe one day we'll do like a podcast where we don't talk about games specifically, but like the impact of games on the world, because there are a lot of there are a lot of cool studies out there that show like kids that play games at a younger age actually develop differently to kids that don't play games, and like they're better at certain things, and
They become
there are
addicted
loads
to
of different
Doritos
stuff,
and
yeah.
Mountain Dew.
they just become
All the
deeper,
stereotypes.
and they all just like paint stripes on their cheeks and shit.
Anyway,
Alright, we're
I think that's
waffling.
enough of
We're
that.
waffling.
Right.
Thank you very much for joining us today, Internet. We appreciate it a lot. We've been Guys Playing Games. I'm Perry.
I'm Ed.
Take care, and we will hopefully see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.